What's up, everybody? This is Time to Wrestle with Suplexus. I'm Suplexus, and I'm joined by
Piledriver!
It's been a long time since we've done a prediction video together, but here we are, and we are attending the show that we're predicting today. Vancouver Survivor Series, November 30th. We will be there. Here is the sign that we'll be taking at Survivor Series. We put EO in there because it's like instead of IVO, it's EO. Kind of works. And she's been in every War Games. We put Roman Reigns in there because his Spider-Man logo thingy. It looks like an R. He's gonna be there. He's my tribal chief.
Well, it is two R's for Roman Reigns. RR.
So
That is what it is.
Series. Yes.
That's funny.
So, without further ado, thanks Kenny Omega. Let's get started with the card.
Yeah.
And I'll note one thing: there's only 3 matches, so we'll be adding 2 additional ones that might happen at the end of the video.
Suplexus asked me an interesting question. Would I be paying $50 for the pay-per-view if it was a pay-per-view, but I know they're premium live events, if there was only 3 matches on the card? And I had to think about it before I said yes. So hopefully they do add more to the card, because let me tell you, the only reason Survivor Series Vancouver is not sold out is because they're charging a lot of money for these tickets. I have not seen wrestling tickets cost this much money in Vancouver ever. And I was at rock bottom. So I'm a little bit surprised at the ticket prices.
And we went to New Year's Revolution just earlier this year as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. New Year's Revolution, the seats that we had were $90. And for Survivor Series, those same seats are $750. Comparable seats when we went to Tacoma Dome to watch the AEW pay-per-view were $150 Canadian. So it's a lot of money they're asking, and that's why they're not quite sold out yet. But they want to try and get the highest gate every time they do a show, and the cost of living in Vancouver is very high. So maybe they just figure Vancouverites have the money.
And speaking of that, this is our 6th pay-per-view I'll mention. We went to Stomping Grounds, TakeOver Toronto 2019, SummerSlam 2019, All In 2024, Wrestle Dream 2024, and now it's Survivor Series. So, the first match of the night will probably be the Women's War Games.
You forgot that I went to rock bottom. You just didn't.
Oh yeah.
I'm one out.
You went to rock bottom in 1998, I believe. So about 26 years later, another pay-per-view's coming back. Piledriver into probably every WWE pay-per-view in Vancouver.
Yeah. I only missed the WrestleMania in Seattle, and that was your fault because you were a young child.
Yep.
And I couldn't leave you.
That's how it is.
Okay, let's get to the card.
So, the Women's War Games, on the babyface team, we have Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, and potentially Jade Cargill.
Well, question mark. They're replacing Jade Cargill.
Oh.
Right? Isn't that what they said? Oh, no, they're replacing her for the IC belt. So, no, she'll probably be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I don't know if that's happening after.
If she's too injured to wrestle next week for the IC belt, isn't she too injured to wrestle the next night? Or are they admitting that they did a double taping on the same night and that's why they had to replace her?
It's probably going to be a replacement.
Yeah. Are they going to pretend that SmackDown is live and then they're going to replace her on Survivor Series?
We'll see.
Okay. It just seems weird that they would replace her for the Friday Night SmackDown show that's live when we know it's pre-taped, and then all of a sudden they would have her wrestle on the next day, on the Saturday, in the War Games match. So
yeah.
I don't know if this is a way of replacing her in the War Games match as well. But anyways, tell me who's on the other side of the match.
The other side, we have Candice LeRae, we have Nia Jax, we have Tiffany Stratton, we have Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez. So, this match, first, should we go over who we think the mystery person will be?
Well, I'm holding this belt right here, and it's got an autograph at the bottom from Charlotte Flair. As soon as they said that there's like a surprise replacement, that's the first name that popped in my head. And the show was last night, and as of now, I haven't seen spoilers online, but they already taped it. And I feel like if it was Charlotte, there would have been more Charlotte return kind of videos. But I don't know. But that I'm thinking maybe it's Charlotte. What about you?
I got Bailey. So she's involved with Naomi, and she has some tension with Bianca Belair and Io Sky. So I think they're gonna go that route, and then they can build up who attacked Jade. Was it Bailey? I think it's gonna be Bianca. But
So you're thinking that that Bailey would replace her on the Friday match? Because Bailey's already in the tournament.
Or in the War Games match.
Okay. I was thinking whoever replaces her in the tournament would also replace her in the War Games.
I'm not.
But Bailey replacing her in the War Games match is also a good call.
Yeah, and Bailey and Io, they've teamed up the past 2 years, I believe, in there, so they got history in there. And yeah, Io. Speaking of that, she's been in every War Games match, so all 6 of them for the past 6 years. Assuming that's gonna be a going trend in the future. And who do you got to win?
I got the heel faction.
Oh.
I think that they're going to win because they're a more cohesive group who are united in the sense that they just want to make the rest of them suffer. I think that the vengeance that Rhea has towards Liv and Rodriguez is so strong that she doesn't care about winning the match. She just wants to hurt them. So I think that's going to work against them. And like Io comes out of nowhere and like for Bianca to just accept Io. And now if Bailey ends up getting thrown in there, Bianca don't like Bailey. Bailey and Io already had their thing. There's not enough. They don't have enough connection and cohesion on the face side for them to. They're just like literally thrown together. At least the heels have a common goal of we're together because we hate you, you, and you. So I think the heels are gonna win.
For me, like you have good points with that, but the thing I'm looking at, you have a mystery attack. This is very similar to the first Women's War Games. I think BAM was going to be on the team. Someone attacked her, and then Dakota Kai ended up turning heel in that. So it was Candice and Rhea. They were down a 2-person disadvantage, and they won. I could see something like that happening where the attacker gets revealed. It seems like the baby faces are screwed because someone on their team goes turncoat, but then they pull it off. So I'm gonna pick the baby faces, and more specifically, I think Rhea Ripley is gonna pin Liv Morgan again. So I got a few spot predictions for the matches, so I'm saying this on the spot. If you have any, you could throw them at too. Throw them at the video. But for me, I can see Io doing a moonsault off the cage.
For sure. And her thing is to put a garbage can on her body when she does it.
Yeah. Like every War Games, I'm pretty sure she does.
Mm-hmm.
I could see Tiffany Stratton doing a moonsault.
Mm-hmm.
And this is me going crazy. That's less of a prediction. Every time Io and Candice are in a match, they do a Spanish fly. I don't know if it would work off the cage. I don't know how the heck that would work. But there's like a bold prediction.
Okay, yeah, that's a good prediction. When you mentioned the mystery if they do replace Jade and they have a mystery person, and you talked about how in the other War Games match it was Dakota turning, right?
Yep.
Well, then wouldn't logic then say that because this person is getting thrown into the match, they would be the turn, and the heels would win, and the faces would learn? And wouldn't it be interesting if Charlotte is the replacement, and then Charlotte is the replacement in Survivor Series, and then Charlotte is the heel turn, and Charlotte was the attacker, and then you reintroduce Charlotte into the show with a storyline as opposed to just what they usually do, which is here Charlotte. Charlotte is the best.
Uh, that would be better for Charlotte. Personally, Charlotte, like, this is a sad thing. Charlotte has been so overexposed over the past 8 years. I'm not excited to see her. That's my thing.
And when you talked about the moonsault from Io and
Yep.
the moonsault from Tiffany, well, who else does an amazing moonsault? Charlotte. It just made my brain think it makes sense, but again, I don't know if she's doing her return yet, and I'm sure whoever it is already out there in the land of the internet. So yeah, we'll see.
Oh wait, I just remembered that I do think there's gonna be another match, and this coincides with this. That match to me is gonna be Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax for the women's title. I think she's cashing in.
Oh yeah, that's right. You think there's going to be a cash in? I don't think there's going to be a cash in at War Games.
It would just be perfect timing for the situation. All the heels are laid out after War Games, bodies broken. Tiffany seizes the opportunity, chooses to cash in on Nia instead of Tiffany, or Nia instead of Liv, and takes the title.
So the reason why I don't think it's going to happen at War Games is because it doesn't make sense to do a cash in when there's a bunch of people around that don't like you that could interfere and stop your cash in from happening. But if we're watching Survivor Series and all of a sudden everyone is slowly making their way to the back and the two of them are left in the ring, then it's possible. But as long as everybody is still there, even some of the baby faces are still there, they still might try and interject in the cash in because they don't like Tiffany, so they don't want Tiffany to win. So that's why I don't see it happening at an event like War Games after the match, unless either everyone is like knocked out or everyone else is outside the cage and they're inside the cage or they're on their way to the back.
Yeah.
All right, next match.
Sure, we got the world title match. It is the Ring General Gunther, the toughest shops in the business, versus former El Campeon Damian Priest. Who do you got?
I have Gunther, and I hope that it's not because like Finn shows up and interferes or something.
Yeah, same.
Because Finn still seems like he's pretty mad. I would rather have Dominic Mysterio interfere in the match because he's trying to get a match against Gunther. I feel like that would be better, but even that I don't want. But I don't know. I don't think it's time for Gunther to lose the belt yet. Maybe this is a Drew McIntyre return though, and then he challenges Gunther at the end of the match.
I could see that.
Because where's Drew? And Punk shows up at this show too, and then Drew is there.
Triple threat. Yeah, that would be pretty good. I got Gunther as well retaining. I'm curious to see the route they go with this match because SummerSlam, the story going in was Gunther was overconfident and Damian was doubting himself because of the Judgment Day behind the scenes splitting up. Because of all this, they flipped it around. Now Gunther's the guy doubting himself, and Damian has the upper hand every single time. So I'm curious to see how the match goes. I do think Gunther's winning, and we'll see. Maybe someone comes out after. It won't be CM Punk, CM Punk won't come out because he's going to be in the main event. That was my initial thought. Maybe it could be a Drew McIntyre. Maybe it could be a Seth Rollins, now that he doesn't have a War Games to worry about.
Wouldn't it be great if Drew shows up and then I don't know, like I don't like screwy finishes. I want it to be like a proper finish. But then maybe like Damien's like he's like Damien, you had your chance, and him and Damien kind of have a fight on the side, and because Gunther he works out really good like with his IC belt is when more than one person wanted his belt, he would just stand in the background holding his belt and just be the smart heel that was just letting those people fight it out, not getting involved and not caring, right? So I could see that kind of happening. So maybe it builds to a eventual Gunther and McIntyre match at the Rumble. Although the Rumble is pretty far away.
Saturday night's main event.
Saturday main event is coming up, but yeah, interesting.
I did just forget one person. We have something not tied up from Bad Blood. Good old Bill Goldberg. Maybe he will come back at Survivor Series.
I don't think so. I hope not.
It would be cool to see his entrance alive though. Yep, there's our prediction for that. Any other things said?
No, I think that's good.
So
let's talk about the main one.
Now it's time for, as The Rock would say, Bloodline War Games, the final boss. But the final boss is not involved. Someone else took his spot. As in this match, we got the new Bloodline, the Rebel Bloodline, the Star Wars Bloodline, anything you want to call them. We got Solo Sikoa. We got Tamatonga making his noises. We have Tongaloa not botching. We have I love you, Solo. I love you. And we have Bronson Reed, who injured Seth Rollins way back. And on the babyface side, we have the honorary Uso, who's now Sami Uso, who's ascended. We have Yeet, Jey Uso. We have No Yeet, Jimmy Uso. We have AEW's favorite wrestler of all time, CM Punk. And we have my tribal chief, Roman Reigns. So,
shall I call it first?
Yep.
I think the faces are gonna win. I think I think because they lost last time when they had that match, that tag match. That's why I think they lost that time because we all knew that they're gonna end Survivor Series winning, and then probably The Rock is gonna show up again and do nothing and say nothing. Just like, and then all of us are gonna be like, that's why the tickets were so expensive.
Instead of 1, 2, 3, it's gonna be.
Yeah, maybe he's gonna keep counting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was mentioning that it would be hilarious if all of a sudden like The Rock takes CM Punk's spot in the match.
We're gonna get a Brawl Out 3. If you know, you know.
Yeah, no, but I think the faces are gonna win. I think it'll be a good match. I think it'll be interesting to see like what the order of entrance is in. Like I could see CM Punk and Roman being the last two, and then CM Punk getting ready to go in as their number 4, and Roman like stops him and like goes in himself or something. You know what I mean?
Like he did to
Sammy and Jay,
Jimmy?
Right? Was it Jay or Jim? I think it was Jimmy. I can't remember.
It was Jimmy because Jay was in the ring. He wanted Jimmy.
Yeah, you wanted to see how. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe that will be interesting. Bronson Reed might not like being bossed around by Solo, but it kind of seemed like last night on the show, like he was just kind of part of their group. So I don't know whether he's just joined the new bloodline.
He is part Polynesian apparently. He's not related to the bloodline itself.
Yeah, because he's New Zealand. Yeah. So so I don't know, but I'm going for the heels. I think the women's match is gonna have more spots. And...
You got the heels winning?
Oh, sorry, the faces.
Oh, yeah.
My bad.
Sorry.
In the women's match, I think there'll be like more spots, better wrestling. I think this will be more about like this slow, a little bit of an old school kind of wrestling thing.
Roman
And
Reigns match.
will it be overbooked? Will it have a bunch of people coming in and like I don't know.
I don't see that. I think that's what Bloodline Rosa does, the overbook things, but I don't see it.
I do think Rock will make an appearance though, but
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't think he's gonna be in the match, but maybe just that little show up at the. And if he obviously like we're going, if he shows up in the end, we're gonna pop big time and we're gonna cheer. But like honestly, like if he's not wrestling or cutting a promo and he just shows up and counts to 3 or 6, whatever it happens to be this time,
Yeah.
and like I'll cheer. Probably lose my voice, but like I don't know. It'd be nice if he did come out. There was he cut a promo or something.
So I heard a good theory that him counting to three is 3 strikes for Roman.
Mm.
So strike one was him letting down the family at WrestleMania by losing the title. Strike two was teaming with Cody Rhodes at Bad Blood. So I think if that's true, strike three, him teaming with CM Punk. We know The Rock doesn't like CM Punk. I can see that being the case. And for the winners, this is a toss up to me. Uh, I'm gonna go with the heels because of this reason. So they announced CM Punk and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman and CM Punk, they're back. I think if the faces were gonna win, they would have saved that for that show, not that be the big hook. But because they gave it away, because we already know 5 versus 5 who the people are, I don't think they're gonna win. I got the heels winning. They had the upper hand last night on SmackDown, and The Rock's gonna show up. Maybe he does the bloodline thing. He appears in the ring, takes his hoodie off. Oh, it's The Rock.
There's no way that giant man goes into the ring and everyone's like, "Oh, who is
Uh, Maybe he wears a robber mask. Maybe he
it?"
wears a Scorpion King mask because he was in that movie, Black Adam.
I think they're like, and I told you last night. I think the reason that they didn't keep that empty spot and have CM Punk show up on the show is I think they're just like they haven't sold out this arena. There's quite a few seats left. There are sections I think they haven't opened up yet, and it's because it's really like the tickets are really expensive compared to what we in this area normally pay for tickets. So I think announcing CM Punk is a good idea because I think they did it to sell some more of those tickets. So people who are on the fence who are now like, oh, CM Punk's gonna be here. I want to go see CM Punk. Like we saw CM Punk. We went to Calgary for Collision for the first Owen Hart Cup finals.
When Ricky Starks beat him.
Yeah, and so so like we've seen him wrestle a lot since his return, but a lot of people in the Vancouver area haven't because Calgary is the closest that he's come to wrestling in our area. So I think that's why they didn't wait to announce him. Now, what I do think might happen is I think Seth might show up in this match.
Oh yeah.
Because he wants to go after Bronson and take Bronson out. And I think like it's gonna make Roman mad that he's interfering, and
Punk.
it's gonna and maybe Punk and Roman unite in their hatred for Seth or so. Like I don't know, but I definitely Seth is gonna be there, and he's gonna somehow get involved with the whole Bronson Reed thing. Maybe he takes him out so Bronson Reed doesn't even make it to the match, and then The Rock shows up and is on Solo's side. As yeah. Like as if or some other person from their family shows up and is a fill-in. There's like a lot of stuff they could do because at first when they put Bronson Reed in there, I was kind of like, oh, he's not in the storyline, like they're just shoving him in. But I feel like this fifth person that they've put on both sides that isn't really related to the story that they've been telling so far is so that they can have outside stories kind of filter into this one and weave those stories into this one, like Seth Rollins showing up and then CM Punk's there and Roman Reigns is there and they don't like each other and he's after Bronson. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's kind of what they did. So now I like it. At first, I didn't.
With Bronson Reed, uh, I think the best thing about that is imagine being a baby face and you're looking across the ring and you have Jacob Fatu and Bronson Reed coming after you. It, like it's over. But for kicking off the match, I know you mentioned Roman and Punk. They're probably going to be last. I could see Roman's way to, because he has to confess for everything he's done. I feel like that should happen. So maybe he steps up. He's the tribal chief. He goes in first against Solo.
Yeah.
That's how I see it playing out. And then CM Punk will be the last one.
It'd be a move. It'd be a Paul Heyman move, like when Brock Lesnar started the Royal Rumble,
Except
right? And was like, "I'll just win this whole thing."
Except Roman won't eliminate like 13 or 14.
No, but it's same kind of idea. Like
Yeah.
I'm like the king. I'm gonna start and finish this match, and yeah.
What a side note! What an amazing Rumble spot that was when Ricochet low blowed him and eliminated him.
Can't wait to see Ricochet tonight. Anyways, what additional matches might be on the card? So we're thinking that maybe because it's Canada, Kevin Owens and name's gone out of my brain.
Help
me.
I had one more thought. Sorry about the War Games. They tease CM Punk and Roman Reigns. I could see tension between those two, but I think this is all building to a SummerSlam fight between those two next year. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, it's really interesting between them because some of you might not know watching this. The backstory with Punk and Roman. Punk came up with the idea to form the Shield. He wanted Seth Rollins. He wanted Dean Ambrose. He wanted Chris Hero, formerly known as Cassius Ohno, in there, and the creative team back then put Roman in. So that's something waiting to happen. That tension there.
Yeah. Okay, so Cody versus Owens. Will it happen? Will it not happen? I hope it happens. It's only a 3-match card, and if it does happen, let me tell you, Vancouver is going to cheer for Kevin Owens because every time Kevin Owens comes to Vancouver, he's wearing a Vancouver Canucks jersey.
And if you're from any part of Canada, we will cheer you. That's how it is in Canada.
Yeah, all Canadians get cheered.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and
if that does happen, I think if they do that match, that would be the one match where I would be okay if there's like there's no finish, that they just like have them fight just to build the feud more, and there doesn't have to be a finish to the match. Maybe the match doesn't even start. Maybe it's one of those things where they start fighting beforehand.
I would, if I were them, I'd have an unsanctioned match, and they might not be able to get this violent, but I'd have it be as bad as Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. If you've ever seen one of their street fights, I would have that level of violence.
I would too, but not yet. I would use this Saturday as Kevin Owens saying, "I told you I'd pick the time and place. I picked right here, right now in Vancouver." And then, but the match doesn't actually either start or it doesn't have a proper finish. And then that way they can continue building and cutting their promos. And then eventually they have to have an unsanctioned match, because anytime they try to start a match, it either doesn't get started or it doesn't finish.
Yeah, I'm different on that. I think unsanctioned one. Yeah, if Kevin Owens win that, they're 1-1, and then you do a blow off at Saturday night's main event in some cage match.
Yeah, I'm really tired of the let's have 3 matches and or let's have like multi matches and like keep track of who's winning here and there to see who. This is just fight. You hate each other so much that you don't even care if the bell rang. you don't even care what the rules are. Every time we just can't get these two people to follow these rules. So unsanctioned it is at the end.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, we're different on that one,
Yeah.
but both would be good.
Okay, any other matches you think there might be?
The one other match I'm thinking of is what's what's it? The Final Testament. So that's Karrion Cross, AOP, and the honorary use the Miz of their faction. I can't believe I compared the Miz to Sami Zayn. But then we have the Wyatt Six, Bo Dallas, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, Dexter Loomis in a 4-on-4 traditional. Uh, I can see that happening.
That's a good call because Acom or Sunny Deansa he's actually from our city here, Abbotsford.
Yeah.
So he is like from the Vancouver area, so maybe. And we haven't seen the new Wyatt Six group on a pay-per-view have a pay-per-view match yet.
Not even with Gable.
Yeah, they haven't had one yet. And I don't know if they're just saving them for TV here, but that would be a good one. And then I was also thinking, since they had one of like if they did one of the women's, is it this the IC? No, it's the US belt.
Yeah.
The women's US belt, because what's her name?
Jade.
No, the one she's from Victoria.
Chelsea Green.
Yeah, Chelsea Green won, so she's in the final. So having that final with Chelsea Green in Vancouver would be interesting because I'm just like I'm doing the hometown pop thing, like she's from the area and she's already getting cheered. I was quite surprised at how much she got cheered.
On SmackDown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So I think the WWE universe is ready for her, and they're even though she's a heel, I think they're really liking the work. I'm really liking the work that she's doing. So I think if she's getting cheered and they put her in Vancouver and she's getting cheered but she's a heel, then they can always do that whole bizarro world in Canada thing that they tend to do when they're in Toronto or Montreal and say, oh, they just cheer for the wrong people out here.
One time, SummerSlam 2004 in Toronto, they booed Edge, and he was a babyface. So you never know.
Yeah, you never know. And then the other thing is, I think that there's going to be an appearance by John Cena because he films in Vancouver a lot. His wife is from Vancouver. She went to UBC. They met in Vancouver, so I think that he might do an appearance, and maybe he'll cut a promo like he did in London, saying, "Oh, let's bring WrestleMania here." But let me tell you, John Cena, you charged way too much for these Survivor Series tickets. You cannot sell out that arena. It's not going to happen with WrestleMania if you're going to charge us that much money. We'll go to the show.
We can't see that happening.
Yeah, like the exchange rate is really high, so don't think of your US dollars when you're charging us. And inflation, and Vancouver is an expensive city to live in. So just lower our ticket prices a little bit, please.
Yeah, John thinks. And you still got London to do, man. You still got WrestleMania in London.
Yeah, he's trying. That's the best way to get a big pop. Everywhere you go, I want to bring WrestleMania to your city.
Yeah. Like they did the Scooby Doo movie. I'm surprised you didn't see that there.
Yeah.
But for John Cena, I see two things for him if he is going to be there. Either they start something with him and Braun Breaker, him going after the title, or what I would prefer, this goes with my booking video. I think you plant the seeds for Gunther Cena, maybe, for a SummerSlam match. I know that's a long ways away, but Triple H and his long-term booking.
Okay, so here's the test. After Gunther and Damien's match, would you rather have Drew McIntyre come out and confront one or both of them, or John Cena?
John Cena.
I go Drew. I would rather have Drew. Really?
If I have the script, I send Drew to SmackDown and have him fight Cody for the title. I see more money in that because they both had similar backgrounds. They're here, they quit or got fired, rejuvenated their career, and
but you're your future. I'm just like, in the moment, do you want John Cena to come out after that match and cut a promo? Or do you want Drew McIntyre to do it? We are there in person. Which one of them do you want to see?
Oh, Cena.
Really? Still?
Remember Money in the Bank 2021 when he came out to confront Roman and the crowd lost their minds?
I would rather have Drew come out. Okay. All right. But I think I've seen Cena in person a lot more than you have just because I'm older.
I want to say one more thing about Drew, about the Cody thing I just forgot to mention. He pinned Cody Rhodes on the road to WrestleMania. He is one of
But you're picking on future booking. I just wanted you to pick in the moment. We're there in person. What do you want to see?
Boom.
Okay.
But
I guess if you don't see it, it still happened.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Cena, Gunther. That's a match I want to see.
Anyone else you think might show up?
Well, we covered The Rock. I don't know how Becky Lynch is. Like, I don't want to see her too much, but I don't know if she's ready to return. And then maybe something with the IC title.
Becky's gonna return when they're on Netflix that night. The Rock's gonna be there that night. John Cena's gonna be there that night. They're gonna load up that card with people that night. You know, like sometimes Vince used to do that when he was booking like one of their anniversary shows, and it would just be like this person, that person, this person, that person.
Oh man.
There's not gonna be a lot of let's just say there's not gonna be a lot of wrestling on that show.
I'm getting flashbacks. Like they'd always beat up the new people. But
now I wish that they had a pre-show match. I hope they have a dark match before the show starts. At least if it's not a pre-show match, I want more than 3 matches, please. It's a lot of money.
Do Triple H, my advice to you, do the Testament Survivor Series. I know you're not listening, but just
even a main event taping. Even tape some main event matches. Just like give us some more wrestling, please.
Like
we have gone to the last couple of AEW pay-per-views, and there's a lot of matches and a lot of great long wrestling matches that we got to watch. Give me a little bit of that.
I'd like to say for AEW, All In was great. Wrestle Dream a bit too long. Find something between Wrestle Dream and what you got. And one other thing I was gonna mention. You said maybe Chelsea could wrestle. She's scheduled to fight Bayley. Bayley is not currently scheduled. You could always do that.
Unless she's the women's match.
Yeah, there's a variety of scenarios that could happen at Survivor Series. Mm-hmm. So, any other thoughts?
No, I think that's about it. I think we covered everything.
Yep, you will see us at Survivor Series. You'll see this sign. I might felt this stuff red. The inside of the letters might be red so the camera can catch it better. I'll see about that.
We are in the corner behind the camera, so I don't know. But we'll see. They do that. They do those spots now where they're like, "Hold up your signs, everyone."
Yeah, we're hard cam side.
Yeah.
But we'll
hard cam like corner. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we're looking this way.
Yeah, it's good though. I like it because then you can see the screens as well, and you can see the full entrances. Yeah. Sometimes we're beside the stage. And then you can't see the entrances as well.
And we can see the ring, so...
Both of them.
Oh yeah. I wonder what the experience will be like watching 2 rings.
I don't know, but it was like $5,000 for a front row seat. And there's like double the front row seats because there's 2 rings. Well, not quite double. 75% more.
The thing I want the most from this show... It's War Games. You got 2 War Games matches. I want chaos. I want Kevin Owens and Cody doing crazy stuff. Here, War Games, crazy stuff. I want Cena coming out, throw everything at the wall, especially if it's just a 3-match show.
And I want an even number of matches. Because there's the 2 War Games matches that use both rings. And then I want a match in this ring, and then a match in this ring. And if you do another match in this ring, I need a match in this ring. Because I need to feel like for half the matches I'm close and for half the matches I'm far.
Yeah, but like if they do 3 matches, if they have war games and then a normal and then war games, some people, not us, but some people might get tired if you have like 2 war games very close to each other.
Yeah.
So
First match will be the women's, the last match will be the men's, and then give us like 2 or 4 matches in between.
even if they do 4 because the war games matches are longer, I'd be fine with that. I think they did that last year.
And their matches are short. They have like 20-minute matches, 15-minute matches, 12-minute matches a lot of times on their pay-per-views. It's not like AEW 4 matches. It's like, a couple hours. It's like 30-minute matches.
Like
sometimes they go for the whole 60-minute time limit.
What would they do if it was 3? Are they gonna make Gunther and Damian Priest a 60-minute Iron Man match? Like,
I don't think the majority of the WWE fans can handle a 60-minute match. Honestly, like I don't know. But if it's pre-advertised as an Iron Man match and it's gonna go 60 minutes, that's different. But I don't know. They seem to get the fans sometimes, depending where they are, they seem to get a little bored because like if it's more of a family show, you bring your kids and they get bored. Like you used to get bored when there were long matches. You'd be like, okay, when's the next star coming in? You just want to see like entrances. You want to see a few big spots, and you want to hear some promos when you're young and you're watching. So it's the TikTok generation. What do you do?
Unless it's like MJF and Danielson Revolution 2023.
But again, AEW fans like the longer matches, I think.
True.
So, yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's it. What do you think, Suplexes?
Yep, we managed to get 3 matches to be over 40 minutes for a video, so congrats to us. Okay. Thank you for watching. This has been Suplexes and
Piledriver. Hopefully Kevin Owens will make me not banned anymore.
We're gonna have Uncle Body Slam coming with us.
Uncle Body Slam.
So
yeah.
This has been Suplexes.
And Uncle Body Slam came with me to Rock Bottom last time they had a pay-per-view in Vancouver.
And another uncle of mine, Uncle RKO.
Oh, okay, RKO for that. We'll have to let these uncles know what their nicknames are.
Yep.
That was a rough time.
What's the RKO
we had to show up at 4 a.m. to get the tickets as they were being released, the last minute tickets. We got these obstructed view tickets. 4 a.m. The show didn't start. At 4 a.m. we got there. The box office opened at 7. Got these obstructed view tickets, and then Uncle RKO traded them in with a scalper so that we could get better seats. And then we ended up row 23 on the floor beside where the graveyard match was happening. Yeah, that was Rock Bottom way back in 1998.
I'm gonna call him Uncle Diamond Cutter because I don't think Randy was around back then.
Okay, Uncle Diamond Cutter.
Okay. Thank you. This has been Suplexes.
And Piledriver. The ones.
We are the